I want to welcome everyone back to Cooking Together by My Food and Family. If you tuned in yesterday, welcome back. If you tuned in last week, this is a live series that is meant to help you all through these very strange times that we're going through right now and really equip you with the techniques and tools that you need to conquer your kitchen. So we're going to be making some amazing recipes. We're going to be sharing tips and techniques. And of course, we're going to be having a lot of fun along the way because cooking is always fun. So yesterday, I'll introduce myself. I'm Sarah Young. I'm a member of the KraftHeinz Culinary Team, and I'm excited to be here today to do a bit of a live Q&A all about slow cookers. So yesterday, we did a great live segment with one of our favorite recipe bloggers, and we made a delicious pot roast. So today we're going to go a little bit more in depth about how to use your slow cooker. So first of all, I have my slow cooker here. It is about a 6 to 8 quart oval slow cooker. I find it works really, really well for our family of 4 or any larger family. If you are a smaller household, slow cookers come in a lot of different sizes. So you could get a smaller slow cooker, 2 to 3 quart. Those are great for doing like a hot cheese dip or a fondue. They also come in 4 to 6 quart. That's probably good for maybe a 1 to 2 person household. It'll give you a nice amount of size to cook kind of whatever you need. And I think a lot of people think of slow cookers as a cold month or cold weather appliance. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely use my slow cooker more in the winter time. However, I want you to remember that the slow cooker is really all year round. So it's great for those stews and soups and chilies in the cold weather months, but it's also a way that you don't have to turn on your oven to get, dinner on the table in the summer months. So I use it all year round because it's a great time saver. It's a great way to have dinner on the table when you get home. I am a full-time working mom, and I kind of see it as food delivery, except for food delivery doesn't make your house smell amazing when you walk in the door. And it is probably the biggest sigh of relief when I'm driving home with 2 kids in the back seat that I know that this is one thing I don't have to worry about when I get home, is my dinner is ready, it smells amazing, and usually the kids gobble it up. Okay, so we talked about how it's a great time saver. It's also great for feeding a crowd. I always go to my slow cooker when I'm having a big group of people over where I don't want to be stuck in the kitchen, plating things up, kind of missing out on the time to spend with my guests. So I feel like I always turn to it actually on Halloween. We usually are out trick-or-treating. I can throw something in the slow cooker. When we come in from trick-or-treating, it's all ready to go. Usually I make like a chicken tortilla soup or a chili, and it really is perfect. So what's great is you can serve it right out of your slow cooker. I usually designate the warm setting, and then it just keeps it warm as long as we're serving, and that's really perfect. So, let's talk about some recipes. I forgot to mention, if you do have questions during this live, just pop them in the comments section and I will answer them during about the last 5 minutes or so, okay? Let's talk about recipes that are good for the slow cooker because there are definitely some that are better than others. Stews, we mentioned. Really what you want to aim for is a inexpensive cut of meat. Inexpensive cuts of meat typically have a lot more fat, more connective tissue, and those are cuts of meat that need a good amount of time. If you go with something that's too lean, it will have a tendency to dry out in your slow cooker. So something like a roast or a shoulder cut, aim for those. Those will steer you in the right direction. So pot roast, beef stew, chicken thighs work really well in the slow cooker also. Soups and chilies are also quite good, and I like to cut up some beef chuck in some of my chili recipes, and so that's perfect for the slow cooker because it needs that time to break down. The other thing that you might not think is great for the slow cooker is desserts. So you can actually make a slow cooker chocolate lava cake in your slow cooker. It starts with a box cake mix. You can find it on My Food and Family. It is to die for. It's so delicious. We just start with a box cake mix and add all the traditional ingredients such as eggs and oil and water and some chocolate instant pudding mix. And the thing that you just want to remember if you do a dessert in your slow cooker is it's a good idea to line it with some foil, or they do have liners that are made for slow cookers now. And then you can spray it really well with a nonstick cooking spray, just so that any of the sugars in the dessert don't burn on your slow cooker. Also, if you need to remove it from the slow cooker, those foil handles can be a good thing. But with the chocolate lava cake, you can just serve it right from the slow cooker with some ice cream or Cool Whip topping, and your guests will go crazy. Again, a great recipe for a crowd. The last idea that I want to tell you about is something that I do myself at home. And this is something that was actually shared with me years ago. And it was from a friend that I used to work with at a small cooking supply store in my hometown. And she told me that what she does is, everyone is cooking, chopping up vegetables. So you're chopping up carrots. You always have these ends. And what do you do with them? You throw them away. You cut up an onion. You always have these two ends, the root end and the stem end. She told me, throw them in a freezer bag. So what I do is I just pop these in the freezer bag when I'm cooking. And when the bag is filled up, I also have in here some parsley stems because I try and get rid of those and just use the leaves. I also have a rotisserie chicken that we picked over, and I just have the bones and things like that. So I just keep this in my freezer. And then once it's full, I know it's time to make some chicken stock. So I will just empty the contents into my slow cooker, fill it up about halfway to 3/4 of the way with water, and just let it go. It smells great, and it's just a great way to use what you would normally throw away. And I kind of love that, and it's really easy. I mean, it really doesn't take much effort. You just throw away your scraps. You probably would have thrown them in the garbage anyways. Okay, let's talk about some meal prep. Some of the easiest ways to meal prep are in your slow cooker on the weekend because you don't have to worry about it. So one thing that you can do is take just a jar of like our Taco Bell home original salsa and pour it over some chicken. You could use breasts if you want to, just cook them. You probably don't want to cook them as long. Thighs would work really well, and you'll have perfectly shredded chicken for a salad, for tacos, for a burrito bowl, really anything you want. The other thing that I like to do is use just our barbecue sauce. So I have some Kraft barbecue sauce here. This is the sweet honey, and you can use this for your pork shoulder. If you just slice up an onion, pop the pork in there, pour the barbecue sauce over and let it go. Really, really good pulled pork. All right, so one other thing that I really like to do, we talked about this yesterday, is a lot of times when I'm getting ready in the morning with my kids on a weekday and I want to have a slow cooker meal, I don't really want to be at my stove browning meat or cooking a sauce or something like that or getting messy because I'm making breakfast and doing a million other things. So I will prep the night before. And what I do is I'll just, I'll prep it on the stove and then I'll pop it in this insert. I'll cover it with foil, and then in the morning, I'll just pull it out of the fridge and put it into the slow cooker, pop the lid on, and I'm good to go. I just set the timer. One thing that you want to remember if you do that is you don't need to heat the insert at all. You want to be really careful of that because it could crack. But one thing you do want to make sure, if you do prep it and the items are warm when they go into the insert the night before, just make sure that it cools down before you pop it in your fridge, because you don't want to compromise anything that's in your fridge that you want to stay cold. I think that those are some of the big tips that I had. So I think maybe I will turn to some questions and see if someone is asking if they can add any dairy to a slow cooker dish. So you can add dairy, but you don't want to add your dairy until the very end because it could curdle. So if you're gonna stir in some cream cheese or some sour cream for a stroganoff or some heavy cream, just wait to do that until like the last 15 minutes. The same is true for herbs. You just want to retain their flavor, and if you add them in too early, they'll kind of wilt and not. They won't, have the pop of flavor. You should not reheat food. We have a question about reheating food in the slow cooker. So I would recommend that you instead, just pop your leftovers that you have from your slow cooker in your microwave or heat them up on the stove. One thing that is really important, we have a question about, can I should I keep checking the lid? You really want to keep your lid on. The more times, it's sort of like opening up your oven. Every time you open up your oven, it extends the cooking time quite a bit. So you really want to keep your lid on your slow cooker for the duration of your cooking. Let's see, we have a question about prepping in your slow cooker. So there actually are some slow cookers that have a special insert, I believe, that can go on the stove. But you want to make sure that is the slow cooker that you have. Most are, a stone, and so you probably do not want to prep the food. You want to use a skillet and then just transfer the food that you've browned or cooked into your slow cooker. A lot of slow cooker recipes have been developed for certain cooking times and certain temperatures. So pay attention to the recipe, follow the recipe as it's written, and you will get the best results. Let's see, what's the best slow cooker? Honestly, for beginners, this is a beginner recipe. I really think that the recipe that we made yesterday, that pot roast or a beef stew, it really doesn't get much simpler. The only thing that you really had to cook is browning the meat. The slow cooker does it all for you. If you can mix tomatoes and seasonings together, pour it over that in the slow cooker, I think you'll be amazed at how unbelievably easy it is to look like a kitchen hero. So I would give that one a try. I actually am thinking that might be one of the first recipes that I made when I moved out and I was cooking on my own, and it's a great recipe because it makes a lot. It freezes really well. Should I store my leftovers, or should I put them in a separate container? I would definitely put them in a separate container, something that is, has a airtight lid so that things stay fresh. And, for some of these dishes, if there's like a tomato sauce, you might want to refrigerate it in glass just so that it doesn't stain any of your plastic Tupperware. Best ways for slow cooker cleanup. So I did say that there were, I would recommend if you do have something that's very sugary, like a dessert or something, make sure that you spray it. I did say that there were some really good products for lining your slow cooker that you can actually I actually see people use them a lot at tailgates. They line their slow cooker, pour the food in, and keep it, cook it in there, and it's perfect. So highly recommend those liners. Listen, I hope that all of you learned a lot today about using your slow cooker. I hope that you feel more confident using your slow cooker, and that you'll give some recipes on our website, My Food and Family, a try soon. Even though it's the summer months, remember, you can still use your slow cooker and keep your house cool, not having to turn on your oven. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, let's keep cooking together.